Alright, so these are the 7 most important things to know for any card trick ever. So the first one is the overhand shuffle. Basically, just hold the cards like this. It's very important that your finger is there, your index finger, to hold all the cards in place. And you take around half the deck and you keep holding with your finger. Just let a few cards drop every time. See? Until you have the last card. Very easy. Also for basic card control, say someone chooses a card, the Queen of Spades, and then they put it there. So if that were on top, you could just take that bottom card and start overhand shuffling. So now it's on the bottom. If you want to get it to the top, you do the same thing. Just keep going, taking off with your thumb every single time until you get to the last card, Queen of Spades. So, also part of the overhand shuffle is the run and the injog. So the injog is very important for if you want to keep a card in one place. So here's the Queen of Spades. Say someone chose it, they chose the Queen of Spades, and then put it there. Now, you don't want to lose a Queen of Spades, but you don't want to make it obvious to what you're doing. So what you do is you slide off just one card that's sticking out a bit, so that you can see it easily, and then all the rest just go. And there's your card that's sticking out over there, and that is called an injog. So you just cut by the injog, and there's your Queen of Spades. So if you want to get it to the bottom, if it's on the top, just slide it off with your thumb to the top from the bottom. Just go, slide off with your thumb as well, and now it's on the top. Another thing for the overhand shuffle is the run, is just taking one card off with your thumb. And what I've seen is people run a few cards, then injog, and there, and then they say, okay, they take off the cards they just ran, and say, oh, these weren't your cards, and then your card would be over here, the fourth one, or whatever it is. And then, okay, so that's number 1, the overhand shuffle. What's important is just hold it there with your fingers, there, slide off with your thumb. Part of the overhand shuffle are the run and the injog, remember. Also, for if you want to keep breaks, there's the classic finger break. I'll show you. There, say the cards are like that. You could hold one finger over there, and the rest like that. So it looks pretty normal from on top. There. Or you could do another injog. There. Sorry. There. So there's your injog. Your injog can be half the card, it doesn't really matter, as long as you can see it and cut. You could also do an out jog, which is the other way, or you could do a side jog. So a side jog is you just pull this one a bit more down and put the rest on top and cover it like that. And then it would be over there where you can't see it from the bottom, but you cover it from there. And yeah, that's number 2. And then number 3, very important, is the riffle shuffle. Basically, hold half deck like this, bend them back, then push them forward with your index finger and release with your thumb. And square it up, simple. Although, for the riffle shuffle, you could also do card control. So you want to keep the 3 of clubs on the bottom. This would be the bottom, the 3 of clubs there. Just let it go first, and then do the rest. So 3 of clubs are still on the bottom. If you want to keep a card on top, like the 9 of clubs, do the same thing. Although you let the 9 of clubs fall last. 9 of clubs still on top. And riffle shuffle is great because even if you're not card controlling, it still shuffles all the cards and makes it look really awesome. Number 4 is the double lift. This is probably the most common, and everyone says, oh, you're always double lifting, whatever, whenever they can't figure out a trick. So basically, as is in the name, you just take 2 cards and lift them as one. Right? And then turn it over and take that card. But what I found is sometimes if you're going to double lift, 3 cards, if you're going to double lift like this, it's very obvious. Like over there, you could see that I'm holding 2 cards, whatever. So what I found is you could push the cards like into your thumb and then turn them over from the corner so they can't really move. I'll do that again. There. Push them to the corner. Oh, I have 3 cards there. Sorry. Ooh, 4. But just push them like into your thumb. And yeah. Very simple. Whatever. Next, the cuts and false cuts. So you could do a one-handed cut. I'll show you from here. Hold the deck like this, making sure that you have your pinky over there holding them and your index finger on top. Then just push your thumb in and let some cards fall. Then take your index finger over there and push these up and let those drop. That's a one-handed cut. Very simple, easy. Just make sure that your pinky is there to hold them in place and your index finger on top. Okay, now false cuts, there's a lot of them. But what a cool one is you cut into 3 piles, basically taking the bottom with your thumb and middle finger, note the middle finger, then taking these with your ring finger and thumb, and then dropping those from your middle finger and placing those on top. So it keeps the order. I'll show you. I can't really do it in slow motion here. And you just drop those. Yeah, so I'll show you bottom card 4 of hearts and top cards 6 of hearts. You do. Here's the 4 of hearts. And you take there's the 6 of hearts over there. You drop those, drop those, drop those. Just drop them on top. It doesn't have to be neat. There's the 4 of hearts, there's the 6 of hearts. Like keeping the order. Very, very easy. Next is the glide. Very, very important. Basically, if you're gonna glide, what you do, I'll show you over here. Say you show them the 4 of hearts, it's basically like a double lift, but the other way. You show them the 4 of hearts and you put them on the bottom. Then what you do on the bottom is you could like slide the cards over a bit so that you like block it. And then on the bottom, you just slide the 4 of hearts a bit back over there and take the card next to it. So it looks like you're taking the bottom card. I'll show you the 10 of spades is on the bottom now. Just go, you can spread those out a bit. On the bottom, I'm taking the 10 of spades with these fingers, just moving it along over there and taking the card on top of it. I'll show you in here. Do it again, but this time I won't see. So 10 of spades still on the bottom. Just spread it out a bit so they can't see the bottom of the deck. There you go. And 2 downs. So very simple. Basically, those are the 7 things that would make any card trick very easy. There they are. In writing, you could write your own notes on them. I would take a screenshot. I don't know which way the camera's facing, and whatever. I hope you enjoyed that because it's very important if you want to do anything for card magic.